we've been pretty fortunate that the violence has not spilled over on this side of the border. And I know there's a lot of people working very hard in Mexico to address these violent, vicious drug cartels. I applaud the government of President Calderon. He's taken heroic steps to take on these drug cartels, and unfortunately the violence we see is a result of some of the Mexican government and the U.S. government working together, the result of some of their successes. These criminals are not going to go down easy, and they're trying to send a message to people, law-abiding citizens, law enforcement, prosecutors that are going after them, that they're not going to tolerate it, and they're striking out. And the murders, as we all know, we see the stories, and they're trying to send a message not to cooperate with law enforcement. But I'm glad to say I think we're making progress. We saw at the end of last year the violent acts coming down in Tijuana in particular. Now we had a little upsurge in January, some very horrific acts of violence against some teenagers and family members. But that's how these criminals, these ruthless criminals, are trying to strike fear in the hearts of law-abiding citizens.
Do you think that the U.S. authorities are more confident in the Mexican authorities? We have to remember the very sad case of Pepe Patiño, whom you work with very close with. He was one of the well-regarded officers after all these years. But we have seen also very sad cases of...
It's interesting you bring up Pepe. I haven't thought of him in a couple of years now. A good friend and a crusader for justice. And we saw what the Arellano Felix cartel did to him. I think you're seeing cooperation between the two countries at an unprecedented level now. The aid that's going to Mexico under the Merida Agreement, the willingness before, and it seems to be in Mexico in the 90s, every once in a while there would be a surge in effort to maybe extradite and work with the United States government to extradite some of these drug cartel members. Now it's almost a weekly occurrence. The cooperation is unparalleled, and I'm very encouraged. I know President Calderon only has 2-3 more years left on his tour. I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he can continue his efforts.